AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Get right to it, man. Ain't no shenanigans today.
AllBall suckers.
Ain't got a hee. Even after a win. We live.
Big Flea. Never the little one. Never the little one, y'all.
You know what we be, man. You know what we doing getting into it. Y'all better jump in while you can. It's Friday, mother lovers.
Knicks Rehab.
It's Rehab, y'all.
Stop playing with us, man. AllBall, what's going on?
Let's get
Flea,
right
what's going
to it,
on?
man.
Good, brother. Feeling good. It's Friday. Good W.
Stop playing
Another one.
around. Big W. Little Bucks. 116-107 victory by the New York Knicks. 31 points for OG Anunoby. Oh, yeah. 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Impressive. 13 points, 14 rebounds for Josh Hart. 2 assists shy of a triple-double. Was that good enough for you? 13 points, triple-double, AllBall? 26 points for Mikhail. Cat. Disappearing act. 14 and 10. That sounds just about right. 20 points for Kyle Kuzma, 30 and 9 for Giannis. 7 assists. He didn't even look like he was always there. 20 points for Ryan Rollins, the starting point guard for the Bucks. 14 off the bench with Gary Trent. He was annoying me. AJ Green, quick on the trigger, but not quick enough. Fellas, AllBall. What is our reaction to this Knicks victory?
Good win. You know, I was watching the game, just paying attention to little details. You know, I noticed the first half we looked very well. Then the second half, that third quarter, we always kind of struggle. But this was definitely, I'm gonna say, for the rest of the season, these are all must-needed wins. I think it's very important that we stay in that third slot because 9 times out of 10, this is who we're going to be playing in the first round. So I think, now that it's getting down to the wire, we need to be very strategic, you know, in staying that third seed. But I think it was a solid win. We all know the Milwaukee Bucks is dirt. I'm just trying to figure out, how does Doc Rivers still have a job? That needs to be investigated. And if I knew how to investigate that, I would do it myself. I do not understand how he still has a job, but nevertheless, they still have a champion, an MVP, an all-star in Giannis. So you couldn't take them lightly. But we took care of business. Tibbs did okay today. This is where my brothers up here made a good point a couple of days ago. This is where Kolek should have started. Because we have no point guards. The young man that we got from Milwaukee, is obvious that, he looked a little timid at first, but the young man can play. He has some size coming off the bench, about 6'4", 6'5". So I just want to see how we're going to use him in the playoffs defensively. But tonight, I think it was a good win and it was a much-needed win because, like I said, got to pile up these wins. Also, it's getting down the stretch, getting into the playoffs. We got to start getting used to having some good habits. I'm still a little disappointed in Cat. The 2 fouls he got in the first quarter, it's like, yo, bro, come on, man. We cannot have that in the. Good. Say it again, Flea.
Said ladies in the building.
Oh, I didn't. That my thing ain't. Oh, I did. Well, she just. They got froze.
Both the ladies are in the building.
Listen. At what Future say? At the same damn time.
At the same damn time.
The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant Darlene Bryant and Tori B is in the building. Good evening, ladies. Y'all know the drill, fellas.
La Turia.
Please speak to the beautiful
Darlene B,
ladies and
what up, baby?
be respectful. Darlene, Bryant, Tori B, good evening, beautiful ladies. But I think tonight, it showed that, now with Kolick and what's the young man from Milwaukee?
The long right.
Which one? Oh,
Right, DeLon Wright. Him and Kolick, I think those two can really provide some spark coming off the bench. I don't know why it took this long for him to play the young man, but like I said, you can tell, and we've been talking about this a lot. Confidence. If you have confidence, that tells a lot. Tibbs is going to have to give these guys some confidence for them to play well, because we're going to need all the bodies in the playoffs. You are not going to be able to run guys down and run up these minutes in the playoffs. So I think tonight was a good win. Like I said, against a 6 seed, a top 6 team in the East that still has Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I Tibbs needs to be very careful. Like I said, he should have started Kohler tonight. And when we struggled, I was texting y'all like, yo, put a point guard in the game. It was obvious we struggled for a bit because we couldn't get no offense going. It wasn't no motion. Kohler was finding Bridges. Bridges was on fire. We went away from that. You cannot have the kid Wright and Josh Hart in at the same time. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So,
Not for long stretches. Not long stretches.
right, exactly, Flea. And in that third quarter, Kohler didn't even get in the game. I mean, in the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And then as soon as Kohler got in the game, I don't believe in the hockey pass, but Kolick made 2-3 passes that led to wide open 3-point shots. So it goes to show you how important for us. We need somebody to orchestrate the offense while Jalen Brunson is out. So I think tonight was a must-needed win. It was a good win. Because like I said, no matter what people say, they still have a champion, a defensive player of the year, an all-star, an MVP on that team. And in the beginning, they came out a little aggressive, but with Kyle Kuzma, and I'm like, here we go. And then when they cut the lead down, I said, here we go again. But we got it together. Big shout out OG, and we've been giving Bridges a lot of flack, and tonight he pulled through. So Bridges and OG, listen, man, but more so OG. Listen, he's locked in. Like I said, he told himself, I'm the second option while Brunson is out. I'm not waiting for nobody. I'm not letting nobody hand it to me. I'm taking it. Paul. So big shout out to OG, but gotta shout out Mikal Bridges. That mid-range game is official. Lord have mercy. When he's on fire, you gotta feed him. Gotta feed him. And I noticed him and Kolick is going to feed him the ball. And I'm hoping Jalen Brunson is paying attention, because I've said it before the season started. For us to be successful, we have to play as a collective. Flea, have I not been saying that forever? It's not about one person getting 40. And no, we have to play as a collective. And I think when we do that, I think we are very dangerous. And tonight, that Cleveland team showed there's a lot of chinks in their armor. So for me, I just think, Tibbs have to start getting these guys some confidence. And I think, as time goes on, guys get a little more healthier, like Mitch, get more in basketball shape. And let's see what happens. But tonight was a much-needed win. And we pulled through. Big shout out to Tibbs. I really don't have much. I don't have nothing bad to say about Tibbs tonight. Like I said, the only thing is these third quarters we do struggle, and I was just hoping that he had put Kolick in a little earlier, because we were struggling with the offense, getting the ball moving around. I seen Cat huffing and puffing a little bit. Y'all know me, I watch everything. It was one time he was trying to post up Giannis. Giannis did foul him, but Wright didn't get him the ball. And I watched Cat do the huff and puff. So for me, we know Kolick is going to get you the ball. So I just feel, Tibbs need to pay attention to that stuff. But overall, I'm not going to say a great win, because y'all know me. When we beat bad teams, we got to be careful, because look what happened we played the Clippers that next day, and we know what happened. So we have some tough games coming up. We got to see Cleveland, Detroit. We got to see Boston. We may see Cleveland twice if I'm not mistaken. So these are good wins. Hopefully it could be a snowball effect, but good win. And I got to shout out Mitchell Robert. Excuse me, OG, and I got to shout out Mikal Bridges. Mitch with double-digit rebounds. But as a collective, great win. Great win.
Flea, what is your response to that? And just reacting to the Knicks game, Shakolik have started. The Tibbs do a great job of motivating and circumventing the Jalen Brunson injury that hopefully he's coming back from. What are you thinking?
On a Friday night, me and OG are gonna agree tonight. I thought it was a good win. I thought Kolek could have started tonight, but the thing about it is, DeLon Wright played well, and it worked out. And the fact that he came in and played well, he didn't come in. He wasn't timid. He was aggressive on defense. He was hitting open shots. So it would have been nice to see Kolek get those starting minutes and get some confidence out there. But when he did get in the game, I thought he played well. I thought he played with a lot more confidence. I thought he was way more aggressive on the offensive end, looking for his shot, looking for where he could get into the paint. He got one paint touch when he got to the rim. I think he got fouled, but he's a young player. He's probably not going to get that foul early on, and so he's going to have to earn that. But I thought he played well when he was in the game. Big shout out to OG Anunoby. He's continuing to impress me. Just how he's playing on both ends of the floor. I did not know he was this capable of being this offensive threat, right? I knew he was phenomenal on the defensive end. But to be able to look to him to go get a bucket, right, hit an open three, now he's working on being able to put it on the floor a little bit, get to the rim. 10 free throws tonight, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. That's aggressive. A couple of those were some breakout plays, and they kind of had to foul him. But the fact that he's getting to the free throw line, he didn't shoot it very well, but he compensated on that from getting to the line and defending his ass off. So I was happy, with our team tonight. Big shout out to Mikal Bridges. Played well. Got a lot of production from our bench. Shamit woke up today. He was aggressive on defense, which turned into open shots for him on the offensive end. Only reason we really won this game is because we turned them over and we out-rebounded them. The Bucks shot their ass off tonight. They couldn't miss. Ryan Rollins, who the fuck is that? Kuz had a big game. Giannis had a good game. Like, the AJ Green kid was hitting shots. Like, they shot the ball well. Only reason we really was in the game or did our thing is because we turned their asses over and we out-rebounded them. And on most of the turnovers, we scored on. We scored on turnovers. So, very impressed with them. Mitchell Robinson came in the game, 10 rebounds. I thought he was great tonight in his minutes. I think he played under 20 minutes tonight. What did he play tonight, Fabian? 18 minutes?
Kolek?
No, Mitch.
I thought it was 18.
Yeah, so 18 minutes tonight, 10 rebounds. He looked aggressive. I think you got to play him more at this point. We're revving up for the playoffs. You got to be out there more. And like OG said, I think this goes to show that we have some guys out there that if you call that number, they'll be ready to play. DeLon Wright, they called his number twice in the last 2 games. He's been ready to play. Kolek, we've been calling your number. You've been ready to play. That's all I ask. The development part, I don't trust Tibbs on that end. But just calling their number, getting them out there, getting them in the rotation, quality minutes. We beat the Bucks. I'm gonna always continue to be consistent. You play who's in front of you. Bucks is out there. Giannis still had a hell of a game. We wound up beating them. The matchup though is Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday or Monday. When do we play Cleveland?
I think next is Portland. Then it may be after that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm skipping over Portland, unfortunately. But when do we play Cleveland?
Got the Trailblazers on Sunday, Sixers on Tuesday, and then the Cavaliers on Wednesday on a second leg of a back-to-back. That's gonna be tough. They just got beat by Detroit, who looking scary for Cleveland. Flea.
listen, we revving up for the playoffs. We got to get Brunson back, right? We got to we. I love the fact that Kolek is a table setter. That's a piece right there that we may be able to flirt with. I don't know what that looks like. You can't have him and Brunson on the floor at the same time. That's kind of tough, right? Especially in the defensive end. Kolek hasn't figured it out yet, and we know Brunson struggles in the defensive end. But it would be nice to have a guy out there being able to get everybody touches. Brunson does a damn good job. Career high in assists this year, I think. So he's doing a damn good job. But in terms of orchestrate and not really looking for your shot all the time, you know, Brunson isn't that guy. And Kolek is continuing to prove that he's that guy. Beautiful pass to find OG. OG was wide open, but he found him, right? I don't know if y'all saw y'all know what play I'm talking about. He was wide open, got the dunk on the baseline. Beautiful pass, right? The kid could see the floor. You gotta play him. You gotta play him.
But just real quick, Fabian, can I just real quick? I'm sorry because I don't want to forget. You know, I'm a little older. But this is why with Tibbs, I say in the playoffs, it's going to be important for him to figure out lineups. I think that second unit you have, and remember what I was saying about Bridges, y'all. I think if you can have Kolek on the floor with Bridges and Hart, he's going to get those guys the ball. Hart could be the slasher, and now Bridges could put up the shots that we know that he wants to keep him happy, keep him engaged. So I think, you know, that second unit, we really have to watch because I just imagine the second unit with Kolek, and then you have Hart, Bridges, you know, probably Mitch in right? So I think that second unit is what's most important for us. And Tibbs really has to figure that out. But I would love, because I see the chemistry with Kolek and Mikal Bridges. And I think when Bridges is able to get up the shots that he needs and wants, that's when we're most dangerous. And the only way he's going to do that is, I think, when he plays more with the second unit. So I think we need to watch out for that as well.
Yeah, thanks, Anna Grill, for reminding us. Yeah, Deuce is hurt too. I forgot. I was trying to think of the other player that was down aside from Brunson.
But Deuce spells both. Deuce spells both guard positions. He could spell the two guard if necessary. You don't have to spell Brunson. We could find. There's a way to find minutes for this kid, man. We have to.
No, but I'm saying I forgot that Deuce was hurt. I was trying to think of another player that was hurt. So if you bring him in, there's no reason why he can't play alongside Kolek, and there's no reason why. There's something with Deuce's jump shot that, like, it's hard to just be created one-on-one. You're already 6'2", if that. To me, he's always had like a pretty jump shot, and Kolek is the guy that could put the ball. When you have passes like that, they're like pitchers in baseball and the quarterbacks in football. They just throw the ball, they lead the ball, they lead you right to where you need to shoot and make the next play. I don't agree that Kolek should have started at all whatsoever after watching that last game. I know it was the second game of a back-to-back, but he looked tired. He looked tired in the 17 minutes. I think that was okay with me. Like, I didn't mind that at all. DeLon Wright with the energy, facing his former team, maybe they got something out of it, and they did. He was on fire in the first quarter. I think 10 points. He carried us. He carried us in that first quarter, gave us the lead. We were going our way into the second half. A major reason why was because of DeLon Wright. Not saying I want to see any more of them, to be honest with you. I'm not saying that, not endorsing that whatsoever. Hopefully we get Deuce back in order and we can see those lineups, because Mikal Bridges or OG to play with the second unit with a guy like Kolek, who I was texting you guys, I just haven't seen. He looks like an alien in the Knicks jersey, the way he's passing the ball. Jason Kidd was older. I'm almost like too young to remember Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too and to, especially with the amount of basketball we've all watched and being in this position to see a point guard in New York City. It's New York, bro. Like, that, to me, that's what we want. We like everyone knows us for handling the rock and everything, but we like to see that. We love that. That's how you get the crowd going. And Tibbs, the one credit I always give him is he gets them bums up out of here. You see, Cam Reddish got cut by the Lakers this week. the fourth team, fifth team he's on. And then no disrespect to him because he made the NBA. Come on, man. Like, I ain't trying to disrespect him, but it's just that people get fans and it's like they try to convince you. It's like, bro, it's not happening in the league. And Tibbs, they got to sniff out the toughness, which is surprising with, some players on this team that are still on the team or that were wanted on this team. But he's the guy that'll show you, hey, he can't start today. He's not ready for this. He's not ready for prime time for 30 minutes a game. He didn't look at like that last game, and hopefully he can, get the minutes that he was supposed to get. We were looking forward to in December on, how we've been saying, and he's starting to get that now before the playoffs. It'll be tough to get if you do get 20 minutes because it's going to be Deuce, Brunson, I think, Bridges. That's a hell of a rotation to try to crack in the playoffs because we know the only way he can make that is with an injury, and we don't want that. And OG is just OG. To your point, Flea, I didn't know he had this in him. Props to AllBall because he's the one that said you need to be averaging 17, 18 points. What the hell are you talking about? It's $40 million, bro. You ain't not just for defense. I'm not accepting that. And you're absolutely right because the more I thought about it today, where the hell would we be if OG didn't even try to do this on offense? If he was timid about his offensive game, we would be in a worse position. Like, this would be bad. We would have lost at least 5 to 7 more games this year. And I don't even know, but we might be a playing team if he's not pushing that hard.
How many 30-point games does he have this year? A lot.
He done had 2 or 3 the last couple games.
Yeah, whatever a lot is, he's had a lot.
He was averaging 22 coming into the game. The last 12 games, I think they said. He's averaging 5.5 rebounds the last 15 games, which was the point y'all made also a couple months ago. Like, yo, you got to average more rebounds. Like, just the effort in trying to get better and make the game easier for everybody else. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. We make this thing easier for everybody. Or you can't do that? Watch this. I'm going to get it. What is your strength? All right, you stick to that. While Mikal Bridges still figures out his role. He's inconsistent. But today, just a great game. And to y'all credit, I mean, y'all, I'm just going to double down, piggyback with y'all about what y'all saying, man. Kolek just setting up Bridges. Might be some chemistry there, man. Because Bridges just has, when he's right, it's a smooth game. And it becomes scary at that point because you don't want to see a dude like that just hitting smooth jump shots over you. That shit is annoying. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if you have great defense, you tough. He's always hitting these jumpers looking like Bernard King. It's annoying. And when you got a point guard who can set you up like that, hopefully Brunson can watch some of that, but I don't know if he can ever do what Kolek is doing. I don't think he has the ability to do that. This is natural and just it's amazing to see. It really is. But hopefully he starts getting into better shape. And I don't know about how you can practice awfully. You can attest to this more than I could, but maybe practicing your jump shots after a workout, like the old school run up and down the stadium stairs, and you come back down to the court, sweat, drenching in sweat, and then you all right, try shooting jump shots now, because that's how it feels like. A lot of
I mean, that is you go through there are drills that you go through just to get you to a point where you feeling like it is the fourth quarter and you got to hit a free throw, or it is the fourth quarter and you got to hit a tough shot to see if you can withstand that. Your legs are there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And Bridges was his shots were looking flat early on, like short, and then he still kept it together. He was just consistent. Again, I can't be mad at Tibbs because he doesn't even have, forget about not having his players. Like, Campaign is down. Campaign would have been playing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a great win. Giannis again. I'm not impressed with his defense. I don't know if you saw something today, Flea, that makes you think otherwise to reinforce what what you believe. I don't see the defensive player of the year thing, and I like that OG put that shoulder in him and dared him to block the shot, and it was a goaltend.
He did block it. You saw he recovered though, right?
Yeah, he recovered, but I don't see it. I don't see the one-on-one defense. Everybody like the scariness of it. He's just a scary dude. He's just capable of doing anything at any given time. But it's good to see OG. He's interacted with him a lot, and I think that the people around the league are starting to gain more respect for him too. Once they're gonna start to scout him now. And the point I was trying to make in the text, I don't know if I made it clear. He can cross over to his left really well, and he separates from the defender. But it's like, all right, now what you gonna do? He can't cross over back right. He can't pull up. He can't take it back to the right and then drive with his right hand. He fumbles a lot after that. Once he's gonna practice that in the summertime if he's really willing to get better, and that makes him more dangerous. That makes him more dangerous. I don't see the pump fake yet, and maybe watching some Paul Pierce game, but I'm proud of him. I did not expect any of this from OG Anunoby. Like this offensively, I'm totally shocked about. And Tyler Kolek, I think we all expected this from Tyler Kolek. We just waiting for him to show up with his offense, his scoring output now.
Well, just real quick, just brief. I understand what you're saying about Giannis, but we still have to realize, I think he might be the only player in history to average 30 on 60% shooting. They was talking about that earlier. He still had 30, I think, in 9. So, I get what you're saying defensively. That was a while ago that he won Defensive Player of the Year. So I never looked for him at this point as a great defender, but he's still a big body that will try to go and get it. He's not a liability on defense like a Cat or a Luka or a Brunson or something like that. But I understand what you're saying. I don't look for him to be a great defender, but still he's nowhere near Cone. But I just think, these last couple games, the aggressiveness by OG, I think it comes to a point where they hear the noise. They, hear from guys like us, from social media, from just fans everywhere. When we do get on Mikal Bridges' ass, pause, when we do complain about certain things, eventually you have to answer the bell. And you guys are getting paid. We giving them draft picks, and we expect from y'all a lot. So I think these players eventually you have to dig deep and get into your bag. And these guys are capable of playing at a high level. That's why you are in the NBA. And that's what I be saying. I think a while ago when it's like we gotta stop being okay with mediocre. Simple. When we say, nah, OG, we need you to average this. Nah, Bridges, we need you to do this on a consistent basis. Why? Because we need you to be better than mediocre. And we know you can be better than mediocre. So I think, I think these guys are listening and hearing what's going on, but also, getting that confidence from the coach. So I think, right now we have a recipe to where there's some positives to look at. I like the kid right. When we first got him, I said, okay, because we do need a bigger body coming off the bench at that position. That's between 6'4", 6'5", that can probably guard 1 through 3. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna lock nobody down, but we can't keep having OG, just give all his energy on literally playing all the defense. So if this young man can come into some games, even if it's 8, 9, 10 minutes, just to make some type of difference. Okay, OG is tired. You guard Tatum for a bit. Not saying he's gonna stop Tatum, but we do need some of that size coming off the bench. So I just think these games, it's a lot to look at, and I think it's more positives than negatives.
Listen, I think it's really just time to start looking at the playoffs. We just made the playoffs last night. We just clinched last night, so we are a playoff team for sure. I think it's time to start gearing up for that. Start looking at what kind of lineups we can play. What the potential matchups are going to be. Definitely getting Jalen Brunson back in the fold. I think Jalen Brunson needs to play in the next, how many games we got left? 9 games, 10 games. I think it's time to, when he gets healthy, and, I would hope that he's back before the playoffs even starts. If he could get a little 2, 3, 4 game tune up just to get, rhythm back, wind back, getting back out there on the basketball court, because as soon as he comes back, it's high pressure basketball. Right, we right back at it. There's no, 1 or 2 games you can get your rhythm. Nah, we go down 0-2. That's tough. This is the playoffs now. Every possession matters. Every game matters. So, I'm happy about the win tonight for sure. But we have a lot of things to be concerned about going forward. We still have mental lapses on the defensive end, right? We still trying to figure this shit out on our rotations. We still got to up Mitchell Robinson's minutes. I think it's super important to up his minutes. He brings a different dimension on the game. The offensive rebounding, the extra possessions that we get with him on the floor, I love it. I love it. A lot of the points that OG was getting was because Mitchell Robinson was in the game, rebounding, getting extra possessions on the glass, right? So I really don't have any complaints about the Knicks tonight. I'm glad we took care of business and won this game, especially on the road. Obviously, they're down Dame, so they don't have their complete team. But again, I'm always looking for wins. I'm always looking for being able to get towards 50. We won 50 games last year. We don't win 50 games this year. That's going to piss me off.
Where we at now? How many wins we at now?
46, 7, something like that.
Unless it has to restart, we're 45 and 27, or is it 46 and 27?
I don't know.
Yeah, 45 and 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, man, I think it's time to start gearing up. The defense has to change. The focus on defense has to change. We gotta lock in.
Can
It's
I
46
ask
wins.
y'all a question? So, Flea, you said something. I'll let Fabian to respond. And I see some people in the chat is agreeing with Flea. I kind of disagree. I don't think we should rush Brunson back. I think we need him 100% in the playoffs. I think right now, we're going to be locked in that third seed because I think we some decent amount of games ahead of Indiana, so I don't think they're going to catch us. And I think Milwaukee is enough games ahead of Atlanta to where they're not going to drop from that 6th seed. So even if Atlanta takes the 6th seed, worst case we're playing Milwaukee or Atlanta in that first round. So I think Brunson needs to come back healthy. Just y'all opinion. I disagree with bringing him back and letting him play 3, 4, 5 games. I think he needs to come to the playoffs fully healthy, and I think we need to really monitor Mitchell Robinson. I don't know if he should play more minutes. I don't know, Flea. I could be wrong, but what do y'all think as far as like just making sure we get into the playoffs 100% healthy? How do y'all feel about that?
Flea just said something that brings that point home. If we down 0-1, before we even get down 0-2, because 0-2 is crazy, right? 0-2, we over here going crazy. If you lose the first game in the series and you got home court advantage, I'd rather have Brunson at 100% down 0-1 at home or on the road, whatever the game may be. We don't have a guy that can get his own points like that. Like we've seen it with Cat. Cat is going through the same thing he goes through every year. He's hurt. He's lingering. He's always rubbing his knee. Like I said it earlier, like he's rubbing a genie lamp. Like it's not gonna get any better. So you need Brunson to create something. He's the guy that's magical. He's magical for us. That's what he provides. Like, bro, they were comparing him to. He put up Jordan numbers last year in the playoffs. I know we know the comparisons and the GOAT conversations. They take away a lot from what Michael Jordan was when you watch them. But he really used to mystify us. I hated him, but it was like, damn, he's good. And for Brunson, 6-footer, to do that, that's something special. And we don't have, a lot of people in the league don't have that. So to have that guy, come in at 90%, I get it. You want to show out, but I'd rather you be fully healthy to deal with any sort of extra stress that the playoffs already bring, naturally. What you think, Flea?
I am not comfortable with just playing Brunson game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That'd be his first game that he gets back with the team. I just don't think that the injury that he had the rhythm that he was in, how he was playing, like all of that stopped, right? For the last, I don't know, what is it? What are we now? 6 weeks, 2 months? I don't know what it was. A month. So somebody put it's been a while. So all I'm saying is that I'm not trying to rush him back, but we don't have any room for error against any teams that we're playing in the playoffs. If you think this team can get through so okay, let me ask a question. Do you think this current team minus Brunson can beat anybody in the playoffs and that we'll see in the first round? Get through the first round without minus Brunson.
I think if we match up with Atlanta or Milwaukee, yes. And I think that's who we're going to match up with. Now, if we're talking Indiana, Detroit, of course, Cleveland, Boston, that'd be very tough. But if we're matching up with Milwaukee or Atlanta, honestly, yes, Fleet, I think we could. With OG and Mikal Bridges being aggressive like this and putting up the numbers, yes. If it's those two teams, any other team, I have to reserve and disagree.
I think we're really, really discounting what the playoffs look like. I think we're really like acting. This ain't the regular season no more. You can't go through highs and lows. Every possession matters. So we get into the playoffs and have two stinkers, and we act like, oh shit, now we throw Brunson in there and now he's the savior, or he's just going to go out there and be heroic. Great player, love having him. But we not one of those teams where we have a lot of room for error, or a lot of guys that's going to step up and be able to carry us through a series. My opinion, that's how I feel. I think Brunson is too great of a player for us to not have him go through a whole playoff series. I don't think, and that's no knock against Cat. I think Cat is good. I think he's great, but no.
Cat's a big reason why, I'm you starting to convince me that, hey, hold on a second. Depends who that first round matchup is. Right now, it looks like Milwaukee. Indiana's 3 games back behind us because Milwaukee's clear cut, with 9 games left. They got a 5-game lead over Atlanta. By the way, Jalen Brunson did get hurt on March 4th. So, Detroit is 1 game in front of Milwaukee. If it's Detroit, that's a different story. Because Brunson got a D up and he's they're gonna hit him. But maybe that getting into that kind of game and that style, it'll bring him more into shape mentally. And I don't if it's Milwaukee, he could miss a game or two. After this, they are horrible. They're just horrible for a team like that to surround around Giannis. Giannis is out of there, by the way. With this team, they look like a first round exit, and he's going to be healthy. So they don't need Brunson for Milwaukee Bucks. But Detroit, Cade Cunningham, that boy's balling, man. That boy's balling, and they got a bunch of dudes that they're going to rough up Cat. They're going to rough up our guys. And Brunson's the answer to all that. So that was a great question, please. We put everything back in perspective. Cat, you know how I feel about him. He's not the leader. He's not going to lead us. He's still working on. Everybody told you to stop complaining to the refs. You're still doing that. I don't want to see that guy try to lead us past Detroit. We're going to need Brunson if it's Detroit, to answer your question. But if it's Giannis and Milwaukee, they don't have enough to really scare me. They haven't scared me in a couple years. They just, you talk about soft. I think that team is soft.
Both make great points. Big shout out to the chat. Please, we need everybody hit that like button, share, like, subscribe. Please, it's very important. Hit that like button. I'm gonna be honest. I think we're giving the Detroit Pistons a little bit too much credit. My brother Flea says this a lot. Fuck have they done? Fuck have they done lately? I'm not listening. Good team on the come up. You can do all that you want. Like y'all say, we got Tibbs. He makes us better. We've been hold on. Y'all can respond. Last 2 years, we made it to the second round, game 7. Detroit, last I've seen, wasn't jack shit. Having a good season. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, till Detroit get in the playoffs and beat somebody, I'm not going for this. The Now I'm hearing Draymond Green praise Cade Cunningham, great player, but we got to slow down because we be the same people that are say Cleveland ain't a threat, but now Detroit is a threat. Get the fuck out of here. Detroit ain't been in the playoffs yet. They ain't did jack shit. I ain't scared of no fucking Detroit. My thing is this, Flea. I think Tom Thibodeau, Brunson and Mitchell Robinson has been in the playoffs, has been in big playoff games before. They know the magnitude and what this is. I think what's important is making sure guys like Kolick, right? Those guys need to be comfortable because I think they're going to be just as important. But I don't think Brunson's first game coming back in the playoffs would be a problem. As long as he stays in shape, he's in the gym working out, he's working up a sweat. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Now, if he's fully healthy, Flea, then cool, bring him back. But for me, I just want us to be 100% healthy in the playoffs. But I'm not. Listen. Detroit is a good team, fun to watch. I like them. But until they do something like how we say about everybody else, same shit people been saying about OKC. They lost in the second round last year. What the hell have they done? What the hell has Detroit done? Ain't nobody catching me with that. I'm sorry. Till they beat us or meet us in the playoffs, the hell with Detroit. Knicks for life, baby.
Playoffs
Yeah, I
all
don't
about.
think. I'm sorry, Flea. I don't think it's all about what you saying. Once you got some
That's
young guns
fine.
who's gonna make you work, this ain't about Tibbs, ain't about nobody. Them dudes, Isaiah Stewart be starting some shit. Ain't nobody in Milwaukee trying to start anything. Milwaukee's trying to go on vacation, man. You can see it. Regardless of what they say, yeah, Gary Trent, that looks nice. They're weak up. The guards, they
So,
weak. They don't play. They don't D up.
so can I ask y'all a
Detroit D's
question?
up.
Can I ask y'all a question? Dame and Giannis in the playoffs with Milwaukee. Are y'all telling me Detroit is a bigger threat? Y'all rather play Milwaukee than Detroit?
I would, just off the matchup alone and what I've seen them do in the regular season against us and the coach that they have, right? JB Bickerstaff is a hell of a coach. I would much rather see Milwaukee and worry about defending them than Detroit, who is full of shooters, full of tough guys. They're my opinion, like, and this don't make I love basketball. Like, I hate that I have to even preface this. Like, I love basketball and I love the Knicks. That's my team. But I know what the fuck I'm looking at. And soon and very soon, Cade Cunningham is going to be one of those guys. He is. We love Brunson. Brunson is not going to even be able to hold this nigga's shorts. Cade is going to be on another level. It's already on the way.
Wow.
It's already on the way. If you're not watching, then it's
Flea,
delightful
we
to watch that.
stop it, Flea. We all watching. We see it. We know what they're doing. They never been to the
I'm
playoffs.
just saying matchups matter. Matchups matter. Matchups matter.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Matchups matter.
If we play Detroit
It's the
tonight,
playoffs. What are we talking about? This ain't the regular season no more.
Even before the regular season, they just beat Cleveland tonight. The same team you said was a threat. They just beat them and held them off.
So now Detroit is a bigger threat. So Detroit is a bigger threat than Cleveland? Go ahead and say it. I want to hear you say that.
No. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump off the roof.
Y'all jumping the gun with this Detroit shit.
Talking the facts. It's
no, y'all not. No, you're not talking facts. They ain't been in the playoffs to show you what they can do. We've been there already.
Been where? We've been hobbled. Jalen Brunson been hobbled, and the rest of the team is looking different. And we lost campaign. We lost a backup point guard. We just getting Mitchell Robinson back. We ain't been there before with this same team.
All I said was they have a bigger guard. Cade Cunningham is a big guard. We're going to have to defend that. They have a lot of shooting. We haven't defended the three-point line well at all this season. Now, all of a sudden, the playoffs come. We're going to flip a switch and know how to defend the three-point line. They shoot it well. They got a lot of tough guys that like to be physical. We're not a physical team anymore. I'm just saying the matchup alone is going to be interesting. I'm rolling with the Knicks. I got the Knicks in 5 or 6. but it's gonna be a tough matchup. You being a fan, right? Like, come on, what are we talking about right now?
Nah, y'all being a fan. No,
that's not a bad team.
No, y'all, nobody not saying it's a bad team. Y'all are being a fan. Once again, Detroit ain't been in the playoffs in how long? Cade Cunningham never played in the playoffs. So, like you say, yeah, it's different in the playoffs. We've been there the last 2 seasons.
What did Dame do last year in the playoffs?
I'm talking about Knicks in Detroit right now. I'm talking about Knicks in Detroit.
Yeah, we're also talking about why we want to play Dame Lillard, who's also hurt. He ain't back either. He got a blood clot in his leg or whatever it is. God bless him. But right. But we're done. That's what we're telling you. I'd rather play the Bucks. Detroit is more of a team. They got more of the pieces in the right place. A balanced team. The Bucks don't even have a balanced team. They just running around with Giannis, praying that he does something great.
Just real quick before y'all finish, everybody in the chat, remember I prefaced my thing on saying if Dame is healthy. Remember, I know he's out. I know he has the blood clot thing, which I hope he can get better. Because once again, we don't wish that on anybody. I'm just saying it's no way in the world, and yes, and being a fan of the Knicks, I get out of control, but it's no way in the world that I think Detroit all of a sudden out of nowhere is a super threat to a team that has an MVP type player candidate that's been there.
It's gonna be a series. I'm taking the Knicks. I'm cool. I'm with you. I'm in the boat with you. I'm in the car with you. I'm just saying I would rather see Milwaukee than Detroit. Just matchup alone. That's it. Detroit, you're right. Detroit ain't done shit yet. But I do not want to. I would rather not. You asked us. I'm not saying they're some world beaters. I would rather see Milwaukee.
Any team with home court advantage wants to see Milwaukee right now. 1, 2, or 3. Cleveland, Boston, New York, they all want to see Milwaukee in the first round. They don't want nothing to do with Detroit or even Orlando get a little bit healthy. They don't want to deal with teams that have something they can compete with you. Even if it's 5 games. 5 games against Milwaukee and 5 games against Detroit is 2 different games. 2 different styles. That's going to be a vacation for these boys, bro. They're going to the bar afterwards. You got to understand what did you see tonight? What did you talk about Tibbs? What did Doc Rivers do to motivate them? What can he possibly do? And then Darvin Ham at the end of that bench. Please give me Milwaukee. The more and more we talk about this, it's like, oh my God, that's who's preparing to play against us? Darvin Ham and Doc Rivers? Oh, yes, line that up. Because JB Bickerstaff, I don't even know who's their assistants, but clearly they said they won. This is the first time we ever seen a team win 3 times the amount of wins as the year before. It's not an accident. They got the right personnel. Like Flea said, they got the shooters. They got people that want to play in the playoffs. Milwaukee does not even look like they want to play in the playoffs. They look bad. This is an awful display of basketball. I said it from the second quarter on. This looks bad. Giannis is the only one that could really do damage. He's going to have a super duper playoffs series against anybody for them to survive. They don't have the role players. They don't scare me. I've been saying that for 2 years. This ain't nothing new. Detroit this year, after they got rid of the other homie, different. It's a different team.
So let me just ask OG a question then. So just strictly off of Detroit's inexperience is why you rolling with we're gonna be fine whether we play them or not?
Yeah. So we up here on all these platforms and we praise experience. We do all of that. And like you say, Flea, the playoffs are different. And you're telling me a Milwaukee Bucks team, remember, I'm saying if they're healthy. Remember, that's what I said when I started this conversation. Of course, if Dame is out, then it's a no-brainer. I said, but I'm saying if Dame is healthy, who we know Dame is in the playoffs, Giannis being a former MVP, champion, finals MVP, Bobby Porter should be coming back. They added Kyle Kuzma. I'm saying that type of pedigree in the playoffs is going to hit a little different. Then you have the Detroit Pistons that hasn't done shit. I'm more scared of playing Atlanta than playing Detroit because there's some history there in the playoffs and in the regular season. Those are bad matchups for us as well. But for me to sit up here and now everybody's going crazy over Detroit, let me see what they do in the playoffs before I jump that gun. Like I said, there's times I I don't jump the gun, and I'm dead wrong. Y'all told me about SGA 2 years ago, and now I get it. My brothers was totally right. So I can be wrong right now, which I'm totally fine. But I am not going to be sitting up here talking about I'd rather play Milwaukee than Detroit when Detroit ain't did jack shit. Great season. They got a rising superstar that's going to be a problem. I agree to all of that. But we've been there. We have the experience and we have the guys and we have the better team. I'm rolling with that. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
I think I don't want people to get confused with my stance. My stance is not that Detroit would beat us in the 7-game series. I don't believe that. But I do believe that they would pose a threat currently right now for the team that we have, more of a threat than Milwaukee. Milwaukee would have the best player on the floor. That's a fact. I don't think we're going to argue about that. Giannis would be the best player on the floor. But after that, 2, 3, 4, 5, if Dame is not there, the Knicks have the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th best player. We are consistent, and if we're going to stay consistent, we don't trust Doc Rivers, right? If we stay inconsistent, we don't trust Doc Rivers. And if we look at this Bucks team, they not primed for the playoffs. Not with how they look. I totally agree with Fabian. The body language, how they play, what's at their disposal, nah. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Cancun. For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think Giannis is checked out too. Like he knows, man. I think you can hear about someone. Your parents tell you don't hang out with that guy. Your people tell you don't get with that girl, and then you start hanging out with them, and that's how it is with Doc Rivers and Giannis. He sees him every day. He's like, nah. Yo, this ain't it, bro. Darvin Ham's in Milwaukee. Giannis is like, yo, dog, you ain't got the same dog like me. I'm here every day, at night, in the morning, working out. I'm eating, breathing, living this basketball thing. And I think Dame does too, but he's just washed compared to the Dame that we know. Because Dame is legendary to all of us. We love Dame. But this ain't the same Dame Lillard, man. This ain't the same Dame Lillard. And them boys in Detroit, they got Asur Thompson is tough defensively.
The league
they got guys that can lock you up, Flea.
The league is getting younger. Like we celebrate experience. But you're not telling me that these young teams, they talk shit. You just say, yeah, OKC got knocked out in the 2nd round. Guess what they did? They came back and won 60 games. They came back and said, okay, niggas don't think we nice. Okay, we're going to come back and win 60 games. And Shay, I'm going to come back and kill everybody again. Since niggas don't think we like that. Like, I get it. The NBA champions have been the teams that have been there before and got experience. But you're not going to tell me that this team that I'm watching right now is a better matchup than the team that we just thumped 3 times this year. We swept Milwaukee this year. Swept them. I don't think we've beaten Detroit since November. Every time we see them, we don't match up well with them. We can fact check that in terms of the record against Detroit. But I've watched them several times. We don't match up well. Do we play them again? When's the last time we played them?
I think we played them again.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the matchups. I'm not even talking about them as a team. They're a good team, but I just think I would much rather play Milwaukee than play that Detroit team.
We played Detroit November 1st. That was really early in the season. The last time we played them was January 13th. That was that big loss we had against them. And again, that's not to say that we think Detroit's going to win the series, but if I had to bet on who was more likely to beat us between Detroit and Milwaukee, that's easy money on Detroit. I can't even, like, the way they play, they're playing way tougher. They got a guard who can get anywhere on the court.
Why would Milwaukee beat us? Let me ask that. Why would Milwaukee?
I'm not saying Milwaukee would beat us. I'm saying, to me, who would have a better chance? I'm going with the team that has a former MVP, a former champion, and a guy Dame Lillard that at one time was that guy, and we still see what he can do in the playoffs. I'm taking that over some inexperienced guys that's never been there, that's never played in big moments. I'm taking that over that all day, every day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
You
just
got to be
said.
consistent. Is Dame there or is he not? Like my stance changes on Milwaukee if Dame Lillard is healthy and ready to go.
Even if he's healthy, Flea.
No, my
If we're
stance
talking
changes.
about
My stance
right,
changes.
but
on that.
okay, but so we're worried about Brunson coming back healthy, correct? Like that's how this whole thing started. He has to get into game shape. Dame Lillard's gonna have to get into game shape. Look at LeBron. LeBron looks totally different. That 2-week vacation, I'm starting to rethink it. Like maybe he ain't lying because they went on a stretch where they were doing really well. Then I guess he got hurt or whatever it is. Yo, this thing that 82 games is real. So to get back into game shape, and then you have to get into game shape for the playoffs. And we worried about Brunson. Brunson 26 years old, man. Dame is 36. He ain't Westbrook and these dudes. He ain't built like that. It's gonna be tough for him too. So even if he is healthy to play, it's gonna be tough for them. And we've seen them. Yo, he doesn't D up. We talk about Luka and these dudes. Dame's defense is horrible. That's easy money. We're gonna get our buckets on him.
If Dame is healthy and ready to go, I would probably, now it's a different story for me.
You go Bucks over Detroit at that point. I would
go.
play Detroit.
I would think both matchups would be tough. I don't even know.
Oh.
I would go. Yeah, I would much rather go with the more inexperienced team in the playoffs for sure. I would agree with OG on that stance for sure. But if Dame Lillard's not available,
I'm just not ready, and I'm not saying y'all are doing this, but I'm just not ready to jump on the Detroit Pistons bandwagon yet. They definitely having a great season. They definitely have a great playing Cade Cunningham, but I'm not going to be sitting up here. I'm hearing Fabian, there'd be a threat to Cleveland and all this. Man, listen, bro, I'm not. I'm just not
take
going
words
for
and
that.
spin them. Yo, Detroit is gonna play. You don't want to play them in the first. You didn't get home court advantage to play the tougher opponent. That's part of the reason why the playing is people don't like it, because you want to avoid the teams that you win one game and now you're the 7th seed. Like matchups is a thing. So now you're ignoring the fact that matchups is a thing. Experience, all these things that we've ever heard our whole life. We just jump over the fact that matchup problems is a real thing. So
I agree
Detroit
with that point.
is a bigger
that
matchup
matchup
problem
thing, I
than
agree.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Once again,
Dame Lillard is no matchup problem. Detroit is not a bigger threat than Cleveland to win a championship. Nobody's saying that. But Detroit doesn't want to. You don't want to see Orlando or Detroit if you're Cleveland. Boston does not want to see Detroit or Orlando in the first round.
And you have every right to your opinion, and I 100% disagree. That like
okay,
what you're saying is just mind-boggling. So hold on, it's
that's
different.
Mind-boggling,
right? Yes, you know why? Because it's different if last season Detroit played those two teams in the first round and it was a tough out, and it's like, oh, they got the experience, bruh. They didn't do nothing yet. So
Cleveland hasn't done nothing yet,
bro. Boston and Cleveland. What do you mean? Boston and Cleveland is not thinking we don't want Detroit in the first round. Are you kidding me?
If you think so, Cleveland hasn't done anything yet. To your point, they haven't won anything.
They done more than Detroit.
Dog, they haven't done anything yet. So if you talking about the playoffs, you talking about when you tried and tested, they haven't done the same thing. You complaining about Detroit, you can't say that about Cleveland either. So if they're gonna go up against, they want a smooth playoffs. You didn't get the first seed to go play a tough matchup, a divisional rival at that. They see Detroit 4 times a year, and they just lost to them without Cade Cunningham, and they're healthy. So to say that this is mind-boggling, this ain't mind-boggling, bro. Them boys are tough. Them boys are tough.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that Detroit is just a bad matchup for the Knicks, and you're saying that we've been there before, and this is a completely different team. This is not the team that was in the playoffs last year. This is not the team that was in the playoffs 2 years ago. This is a completely different ball club, and you saying it's okay to go into the playoffs with a team that struggles playing defense and a hobbled Jalen Brunson. Like matchups is gonna matter for the Knicks in the first round. I don't give a fuck who we play at this point. This is not the same team from last year. It is not.
I totally disagree. I think there's only two teams that we need to worry about, and that's Boston and Cleveland. If we can't beat everybody else, then then we deserve to get our ass kicked. But we should be able to beat everybody else, whoever we match up with in the first round, besides Boston and Cleveland. Whether it's Indiana, Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee. But I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I'm not jumping on that Detroit bandwagon. Yes, they played us tough this season, beat us. Like I said, Kate Cunningham is a problem. But until I see that in the playoffs, because I'm gonna say it again, Fleet, like you said, the playoffs is different. It's a total different ball game.
Hold on. So what is making you so confident about this current Knicks team? Like, fuck anybody else at this point. For whoever we play, we could play an AAU team, one of these niggas in college. What makes you confident about us as a team to say that we're going to be okay against anybody else in the playoffs besides Boston and Cleveland?
Because we have Jalen Brunson and we're a better basketball team than all those other teams. No, hold on. You can't ask me a question.
We can't just sell that. But how you just going to sell it like
that's
that?
My
Brunson ain't healthy.
Fleet, that's my answer. You asked me a question. My answer is we have Jalen Brunson. Hold on. We have Jalen Brunson, who I've seen what he's done in the playoffs. And I think out of all those teams besides Cleveland and Boston, we have the better team. With the way OG is playing right now, Mitchell Robinson back, I think we have the better team than all those other teams. That's my answer.
Bobby Portis is due back. Earliest he could come back is April 8th, for those of you guys wondering in the chat. Nobody's saying that we think we're gonna lose in the first round, AllBall. I think that's the part
He was saying something.
No, people in the chat are saying that we meet Detroit, we losing, we not beating them.
No, I don't believe
yeah.
that.
No, I'm not saying y'all believe that, but that's what's going on. Like, it's people really in, like I said, when you hear all these haters, like the Draymonds and all these other platforms, I forgot the other dude name. They say, what's your man that was with Miami that played for 38 years?
Udonis.
Right, yeah. You got all these guys drinking the Kool-Aid now. Like I said, because it's flash, it's lightning in the bottle. So it ain't. I'm not bugging. This is what people were saying.
Yo, boy, he told Jimmy Butler in the huddle, "I'll fuck you up."
Yeah. And what Jimmy Butler do? Look at him like he was talking French. Nigga, get out of here. Ain't none of us going to fight on camera, on national live TV and lose millions. Get out of here. Man, get out of here. Get out of here.
No, that shit is hilarious.
People drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm not going for that.
You look like 38 years. 38 years old, boy. I'll fuck you up. Who you talking to like that?
And why is people in the chat saying without Jalen Brunson? But why is people saying without Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson is coming back. What are y'all talking about?
But no. See, but that's how the conversation started, and that's the part.
No, it didn't.
Hold on. But if you think Milwaukee, of course it did. If you think Milwaukee's a tougher matchup, and you'd rather see Jalen Brunson go up against Detroit than Milwaukee, that's how the conversation started. No, I don't want to see him come back to go play Detroit. Them young boys are looking to get better.
I'm saying in the chat, people were saying without Brunson. I never said without Brunson going up against Detroit. I was saying that I think Fleet acts without Brunson, and I said the only two teams I think we would beat, I said, is Atlanta and Milwaukee without Brunson. That was the initial when Flea asked that. But my initial argument was fully healthy. Who would we rather see? Who's a more threat? Milwaukee, if they had Dame with Bobby Portis, or Detroit. So I'm not talking to y'all. I'm just arguing some people in the chat because they misunderstanding what I'm saying. But my last point is, I'm just saying, with the Detroit Pistons thing, they are having a turnaround great season. I agree. They have some dogs over there. They are scary. I agree. They have an up-and-coming rising superstar that is tough. But they have to make me a believer in the playoffs. I'm going to say it again. My brother Fleet always says it. Playoff basketball is totally different. I don't know how they are going to respond in the playoffs, being the first time. They may respond great or they may not. I'm just saying, for me, that's not scary going against guys that don't have the the experience or never been there. Compared to looking at a Giannis and a Dame, you know, it's like old wolves. They hungry. They gonna go out on their shield. A guy that's been there, that has, you know. So that's just my opinion. I'm not going for the Detroit Pistons hype. Yes, they play us tough in the regular season. Yes, they may be a bad matchup, but we have the better team. We have our superstar, and I just think we're a better basketball club, and it shouldn't be no problem.
Yeah,
hold on, Fabian. Hold on, Fabian, because I'm gonna keep this nigga's feet to the fire with this one, because he ain't gonna dance around and play with these niggas in the chat. Love everybody in the chat, but you. I know we got to run. You got to get some rest, but you're not running from this. So, in your soliloquy, you've made the point that we got the better player.
You ain't have to go on through all that. Go ahead, though. In my soliloquy.
You got the better player.
Yes.
Right? We got more experience, right? But the one thing you've been talking about all season long that matters so much in the playoffs, right? Is something that you refuse to touch on right now when you say we got the better player and we got the more experience. Do we have the better coach? Do we have the fucking better coach? Do we? And does that matter? Hold on. And does that matter when we get into a 7-game series in the playoffs? Talk to me before we get the fuck out of here, please.
So,
before you go, AllBall.
Yeah.
Before you go, because we gotta.
When y'all see his face, it means he ducks no smoke.
We gotta double down on this, because you know Flea was smiling ear to ear. I hope y'all heard what Mike Breen said during the broadcast.
I just hope everybody heard what Breen and Alan Hahn were talking about. I hope everybody heard it.
In case you didn't, Mike Breen during the Knicks versus Bucks broadcast said, listen to the record in the last 6 years prior to Tibbs. 21-45, 17-65, 29-53, 31-51, 32-50, 17-65. 0 playoff appearances. Tibbs comes in, 4 playoff appearances in 5 years. Knicks fans have one of the best teams in the NBA to root for. This turnaround has been remarkable. Big Tibbs energy.
He don't give a fuck about that. He don't care about that. He don't care.
Look, your man Top Black said spam alert.
And with all that said, that don't mean jack shit to me.
Jack shit. I love when he say that shit.
We don't have the better coach. No, we don't.
But that's gonna matter in the playoffs.
Then who?
Then the coach in Detroit. No, see, look at you. You know, look. You're not even paying attention. And this, look, you know what I'm saying?
You never pay attention, so how the fuck does that feel?
Yeah, but I don't get caught. You blatantly get caught not paying attention.
You clearly get all the time.
We're talking about
I don't. See, let me
about JB.
Thank you.
You're a better coach than JB.
All seriousness, Tom Thibodeau is probably the worst coach, one of the worst coaches in the NBA. I've been saying that. So in that Detroit series, that may be one up that they have on us, that they do have a better coach. But you know, Tom Thibodeau being there for 4 years, coaching in the playoffs, like I said, I just think what's going to get us over is we have the better roster and we have the experience. But Flea, no, we don't have the better coach, and
I just want the whole.
Why? Hold on,
why? No, I don't have no problem with that.
Brother, you know that.
Why? Why don't we have the better coach?
I'm gonna be honest. Besides Doc Rivers, anybody we match up with, we won't have the better coach.
We beat Nick Nurse last year. He beat a lot of coaches in the last 4 years.
Nick Nurse might be the coach for the Ocean's 11. So
he beat JB Bickerstaff. Hold on, he beat JB Bickerstaff with them Cleveland Cavaliers a couple years back.
I'll say this: the success of Kenny Atkinson is going to tell me what I need to know about JB Bickerstaff. Because if Kenny Atkinson can take this Cleveland team to another level, why couldn't JB? So, you know, I ain't quick to say Tibbs is better than JB. I ain't quick to say that.
Hey, let me just say this. Hey, Flea, you said this earlier. Last season, we was a 50-win team. This season, we might not get the 50 wins.
I'm scared.
That's not progress. That's digress. So
Oh,
so hold on. So I'm just saying this season, the Orlando, the Cleveland, the Boston, the Detroit, those coaches have been coaching better than Tibbs. It's just that we have a good roster. And let's be for real. I said this earlier. The beginning of the season, the first half of the season for us was very favorable. We see now when we play against these tough teams and the schedule's a little tougher, and then guys is a little bit injured, you see we struggle a little bit. That's why the other night, remember, Flea, I'm gonna repeat, I didn't brag and boast because what we did that live. What did I say, Flea? I said the test is gonna be tomorrow night against the Clippers.
Clippers. Mm-hmm.
And what did the Clippers do with a better coach and a superstar and guys with that experience? They walked us down. They Ali rope-a-doped us. They watch us burn ourselves out in the first half. In the
Walked
second
us
half,
the
they never
fuck
panicked.
down.
Right, right. So for me, I'm just saying, when it comes to Tom Thibodeau, I'm going to be consistent, and I'm never going to run from that. He is a terrible coach, my opinion. But Detroit doesn't have the experience. We have the experience, and I think once from Kay Cunningham, and then you have Jalen Brunson, you have your pick with that. I'm not arguing that. After that, we got the next 4 or 5 better players. I'm sorry. From Cat, the Hart, the OG, the Bridges. So for me, I think this is a series that I think it'd be a coming out party for Kay Cunningham. I think a lot of those guys will have good series, but I think we should win that in 5 games. I don't think it should be a struggle how everybody's making it out to be, because I think from top to bottom, we're just that much of a better team.
that was a great accomplishment by Tom Thibodeau, man. I just want to give him his props. I want to remind all of us that some of us, even though we are critical, we do appreciate what he was leading here at the helm. Like, I'm dead serious. Um, we had to trade Kristaps Porzingis and all that. I was a big Porzingis fan. I got his jersey. He got hurt, and then we traded him away. I thought we could have got more. Try to get KD, try to get Kyrie. That failed. We got Julius Randle. I didn't believe in him. He made Julius Randle an All NBA player, or he helped make him an All NBA player. That's, you got to give
Nigga,
Julius
what's up
Randle
with
his
your
props.
face?
Listen, man, ignore him. Ignore him. Mitchell. What he did, I think that was after the bubble. We played Atlanta. It was tough because we didn't have Mitchell Robinson. And then you realize what he meant when we demolished JB Bickerstaff and them Cavaliers. Like, that was an ass whooping. And I said we should have swept them back then. That comes from his style, and he got the players to fit his style. Smoked them. I think Randall was hurt that Cleveland series. Yeah, because we lost to Milwaukee the next series.
Miami.
So if he sees anything else in JB Bickerstaff players his roster right now, where maybe a Mitchell Robinson coming back with 20 minutes. Forget, we gotta hope that Brunson comes back for the playoffs and he's in the kind of shape that we want to see him in. But if Mitchell Robinson is playing 20 minutes, 25 minutes a game against Detroit, that does change a lot. If we're gonna get into a slobber knocker, as my man JR from wrestling used to say, we need that. Mitchell Robinson is gonna be big time in the playoffs. That's what we've been waiting for. We was sick of it. He was sick of waiting for him. And now people are trying to rush him back, make him play 20 minutes in the regular season. No, take your time also, Mitch, because Cat ain't D'ing up for us. So thank you, Tibbs, for a great time. But Flea, it's time for him to go. That's a first round strategy that you can uphold that with. He can't take us to the next level with the group, with the style that we're looking for, or the Knicks are looking for from up top. I think he's done it. He's maximized his effort. I am appreciative that, but the 15 years prior to Tibbs, we were horrible. We were a disgrace. We were a laughing stock.
What's AllBall's word? A disaster. A disaster.
Yeah, but it's embarrassing, bro. Like Isaiah Thomas, love to you, Isaiah Thomas. We love you as a player. But what you did over here was embarrassing.
We were a disaster,
bro. That shit was embarrassing. The Stephon Marbury being here, and then you had Larry Brown, who I despised. You had a Hall of Fame coach in New York, and we sucked. We sucked. We
This
signed.
all I'm saying is this 5-year stretch of basketball is not as bad as some of the people in the chat, as you make it out to be. This 5-year stretch of basketball is probably the best stretch of basketball we've seen. And that's saying a lot because it ain't much, but it's way better than what we're used to, what we're accustomed to. So
Derek Fisher.
if we
We
building
lost
on
Steve
this,
Kerr, Jeff
and,
Hornacek.
and if Tibbs ain't the guy to take us over the top, I keep telling y'all that I'm fine with that. But
Mike
but to
Woodson.
any time we don't play well, and you and your cohort of Tibbs haters decides to say it's his fault because we didn't play well, that's the easy out. Stop that shit.
Hey, chat, y'all see they trying to jump me. They all defensive.
Stop
Look
I'm
at that.
not.
I
I'm
ain't
not.
even saying that.
Hold on. I'm setting them up. I listen.
You ain't setting me up. Watch this. Hold on. Watch
I ain't
this.
say. I don't. Hold on. I'm not
no.
setting, bro. I'm not setting you up, bro. I don't agree with how you treating people. You want to talk all this shit about people making the playoffs, and you shit on them crazy like they didn't do anything special. Cool. I'm not talking about that. If you want to go one-on-one with Flea about that point, it's insane to think that somebody stinks at their sport when they got a ring around their finger whenever they want to holler at anybody about winning the chip. They've been there before, and I'm with all that. But it's just time for him to go. That's it. He's done all he could. To say that he sucks and he stinks, that's that extra shit. That's on you. Do I step back now? I'm not gonna go one-on-one with this.
No, I'm done. But I listened to y'all soliloquy just now. Almost put me to fucking sleep. All I'm gonna say is this: all the props you want to give Thibodeau, where was he at last season, Game 7 at home?
Yo,
Where was the great Tom Thibodeau then?
Gonna say that shit. I knew he was gonna say that shit.
The live is yours, my brother. Both of y'all can go to hell.
Yo, get us out of here, Ray. Get us out of here, man.
Listen, there's nothing AllBall could do to keep me from keeping my eyes on the prize, baby. Bye-bye. Basketball season is heating up. Playoffs are coming around. And the Prize Picks is the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win and receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Oh, baby Bubba.
Baby,
Hit that like button, y'all. We always give y'all overtime. Some of us don't get no sleep. We love this. Please hit that like button, share, like, subscribe. Please. Appreciate all y'all always, man.
La
Shout out to Utah Black, man. I see you showing love. Not
Yeah,
showing these other guys love. I appreciate that, man. Showing up for me. Don't gas me up like that. Ty Black from Boston.
Tory B for a while been saying this is a great show, and I definitely agree up until they tried to jump me, Tory B. But you see, listen, man. I rope-a-dope them. I sat there and let them do what they do. Look, I tired them out, and then I hit them with the gut shot.
Yo, Flea, I know a dude who got knocked the fuck out in the fight, and he woke up and he thought he won.
Yeah. See? Look. See?
Hold on, OG. Before y'all go, Turbo, Turbo is always spot on when he do some shit. Big shout out to Turbo. What we think about the firing? Are we gonna wait to talk about that? What we think about Taylor Jenkins getting fired? Look at his face. Never mind.
Hold on. But see, remember what we said earlier this year. It's funny. This is funny because let's give AllBall his props, bro. He's the one who made me think, focus in on, hold on. All right, Tibbs is one thing. Let's pan to that bench real quick. If Tibbs gets fired, this guy done set it up to the point where if he does get fired, you want them in the game? You sure about this? He set this up so he can't be Taylor Jenkins because that assistant coach for the Memphis Grizzlies is supposed to be their secret sauce. Bro, they got him up there.
They were having a bidding war, apparently. The Wizards and the Memphis Grizzlies were having a bidding war for this current interim coach that's taking Taylor Jenkins' spot. My question, the only reason I saw a big shout out to Turbo, but I'm asking OG because OG is big on getting rid of Tibbs today, tomorrow, first day of playoffs, last year. It don't matter. He wants Tibbs out of here, right? They just fired their guy 9 games, 10 games before the playoffs. They're a 5th seed right now. They're going into the playoffs. Do you like that move? Would you comfortable with losing a coach right before you going into the playoffs? What you think about? Like, I want to hear how you feel about this.
I think if it's justified and it has to be done, yes. Now with this, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some reports coming out. I haven't seen anything yet. I heard a rumor that it was something based on something that happened in LA. I don't know what they're talking about,
He
but
was dancing.
no,
Only
that's
thing
what
I
I'm
saw.
saying. I don't know, but like I said, I'm waiting to hear why. John Morant in and out the lineup always. He kept them guys afloat. They do make the playoffs. So I really don't understand. But you know, if you have a real reason, then I don't mind it. Flea, I'm being honest with you. This is a business. And like I said, if a guy has to be fired a day before the playoffs, hey, so be it. It just has to make sense. So, you know, with Memphis, let's hear and see if it makes sense. And if it don't make sense, then that's a problem. But like I said, I think you can get fired your first day, your first game, or your last game if it's justified, you know? So I can't agree yet because we don't know what happened. But now when reports come out and we hear what happened, but I don't listen, I don't knock these organizations doing what they feel is right. They just gotta, you know, they gotta answer for that. Just like the Dallas Lakers thing. Remember,
That
Dallas,
trade.
right? You
Right.
listen, you gotta answer for that. So now Memphis, I'm pretty sure, you know, when they have these talks and these interviews, you know, the owners, the GM, they're gonna have to speak about why did they fire him when they bring up, okay, you've been in the playoffs, you're a 4th, 5th seed, you know, John Morant in and out the lineup. Y'all was dealing with injuries as well. So, you know, what can you expect? So, but I have no problem with it. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. Dame Lillard got hurt. Tatum got hurt. Memphis fired their head coach. What I said the other day is parting like the Red Sea for us. It's parting like the Red Sea for us. That's all I'm
I,
saying.
Listen,
I don't know. I don't know if you have a couple minutes left, all ball, but I'm more interested in what you got to say, Flea, because this is the scenario you always come at us. Yo, why would a team do this, and why would they fire him late? And we see a team who the last 3 or 4 years, granted they had John Morant, they had issues with with him, but they got a superstar dude over there, and young owner, something Pears, his name is Michael Pears, something like that. What do you feel about Memphis firing their coach so late in the season, who don't have championship aspirations? What do you feel
um,
about this? Since you're always against it.
yeah, nah, I just think, it got to make sense, but there's also a plan, right? They obviously see. I'm gonna be honest. That team has looked a little different, in my opinion, since Dylan Brooks has departed. I don't think that they have the same toughness. They don't got the same moxie. They don't got that same shit that they used to have with them since he's not a part of that team anymore.
Good
Now,
point.
are they a good team? For sure. But they used to go into games and kind of punk you and kind of fuck you up and kind of like get under your skin and have the talent, right? It doesn't help that Ja missed some games. He had, he got to get his head right and all that type of shit. But for a minute, they were super, super tough, right? So I just think that their team is a little different. Apparently, what they're saying, though, is that Ja's not feeling the offense, how they're running the offense. And there's a clash between Taylor Jenkins and this coach that they are elevating right now. The coach is supposed to be super innovative with the offense, super getting these guys up and down. Memphis is the last team in the league in pace, and they want to speed up. They're the last team in pick and roll offense. They don't run no pick and rolls for Ja Morant. For Ja Morant, they run no pick and rolls for Ja Morant. So, they in a spot where they trying to change some shit up. So I just believe that they don't think that they're going to win a championship this year. They're not going to make a deep playoff run. They're going to play out the rest of the season, see what happens in the playoffs, and brace themselves for whatever's about to happen, you know, with their superstar. Because I fully believe you're gonna hear rumblings now about John Morant not wanting to be in Memphis. That's
He's
gonna come
gone.
out quickly.
He's gone.
Hey, Fabian, who's been on that train? Pause. Forever.
Yeah. You were
No.
Ja Morant.
All right. You know,
Ant-Man.
because y'all know our motto. We got to give ourselves props because ain't
Nah,
nobody
for
gonna
sure.
give us our props.
Anthony Edwards, John Morant, all of you've been on that. Like, guys might get up out of wherever they at.
But let me say this. This is going to sound weird, so I got to say it correctly. This might be Ime Udoka's fault. Let me explain. Look how good he has the Houston Rockets looking. And if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies owner and GM, I'm going, why we ain't looking like that? He just got over there.
Second seed.
What the hell? Right. But they look, forget the second seed, Fabian, even though that's a good, they look good. They look engaged, right?
Yeah, the way they play.
Oh,
Right.
boy, they look like we used to look.
So even like, so when you have these coaches coming in, look what, like I said, I gotta give Detroit props now. I'm just not gonna give them props when it's against us. But look how they turn their season around. Look at Orlando being a threat even with the injuries. And then look at Ime Udoka. And then now you're looking at the Memphis Grizzlies. Remember, I said this a while ago. They missed their window. They missed their window. When John Morant got into that trouble, that was their window. And then when they played Lakers in that first round, and it was looking like it's going to be a goodie, and then John Morant got hurt, they missed their window. It might not be the coach's fault, but at the same time, Flea, this is where now your question could be answered. If I'm the GM or the owner, I am looking at other teams and I'm going, okay, we have the pieces. We have everything in place. Why are we not looking like that? And what I always tell y'all, unless we're trading our superstar or making a big move, y'all know who we going to blame. The head coach. That's just what it is. So, and I've been on this train. You kicked my father out. Now the coach is gone. Bane was just arguing with somebody on the sideline. That thing is a mess now. So you know what's about to happen. And then y'all lost. Y'all replaced Dylan Brooks with another Dylan Brooks, and y'all got rid of him in Marcus Smart. Listen, it's a mess over there. And like I said, I think Ime Udoka and certain coaches, the way they're turning some franchises around, I think that's the problem as well.
But I will say this. Just my last thoughts on this before we wrap, and I'm gonna toss it to you, Fabian. With them making that firing, that coach becomes a hot commodity for teams that are looking to elevate their team, and looking to elevate, themselves. Does he get a job quickly? Do you like him as a coach? What you thinking about this move, them firing him? How you feeling about it?
There was always rumblings. Like I would hear every fan base has fans that complain. But there's a guy, I think I forgot the rest of his Twitter handle was Wakanda something. He came on live and everything before with shout out to Uncle Ice. He was talking to us before, and he would just break down like the way that he coaches. It was very simplistic, and he never liked the way he coached John Morant. And I never thought John Morant mixed with that team, even when they had Dylan Brooks. Something about them looked like two different teams when he would be on the bench, or he was sat out and they won like 20 games in a row, whatever it was, a couple years back when they had a second seed. I was still shocked because 9 games left. Even though we hate Tibbs, it's like look what we have at the end of the bench. We don't have that guy who's leading the offense over there in Memphis. Also, John Morant is out of there. He's out of there. So the guy that the complaint is, the assistant coach is created the offense. He's pushing for it, and this is the offense that's basically getting John Morant to do what he doesn't want to do. You're telling him, yo, bro, we're not running pick and rolls for you. Go play basketball. Enough is enough. Go. You want to be SGA? SGA doesn't just pick and roll. He finds his spots. He doesn't give up his dribble. Why aren't you SGA? They're getting him up out of there. And that again, the Luka trade and really the Karl Anthony Towns trade is the one that really was the first domino. Then it became Luka. Yo, if you ain't LeBron and them, Joker, you ain't safe. You ain't safe. And with Giannis looking the way that he does in Milwaukee, they're gonna entertain that. LaMelo's out of there in Charlotte. They
You-
don't want him over there. He's
You
done.
trade, but unless Ja asks for a trade, you willingly trade Ja Morant and you don't get back a superstar level player. You could pretty much. Memphis is in the they're done.
Yeah, but I'm saying
No butts in the seats. Lottery every year, like
the culture. That's
like
he's even bigger probably for Memphis than Luka was for Dallas
if they
around
lose
around the country.
they lose the coach and their best franchise player. Yeah, you can put a
But
foot in
Fleet,
that.
that's the same argument with Dallas that me and AllBall agree on. Yo, y'all keep saying Luka this, Luka that. We get the whole 10 year he's a superstar, and Luka's supposed to be a superstar for 10 years. We get it. But you telling me the next 2 or 3 years if Dallas is healthy and the Lakers have a better chance with old ass LeBron and Luka Doncic to win the championship as presently as teams are as the rosters are right now? I don't think so. And
You
with
have
John
more
Morant,
of an opportunity to build around a 25-year-old superstar than around aging point guard that just tore his ACL and a power forward that is historically injured. Great play. I'm not saying Anthony Davis is not, but you think it's a window. I'm just saying their window is a lot wider than Dallas's window.
right? But that's going back to this is 2 general managers and 2 head coaches in Dallas that did not rock with Luka. They gave up on him,
For sure.
right? So what if people are there sitting there going, you know what? We kind of done with Ja, and this is the slick way to get rid of him, bro. We put up with your bullshit already. You came back. We don't know we can win a championship with you. What do we talk about this entire season, the off season? Ant-Man done surpassed you, SJ done surpassed you, and Cade Cunningham done surpassed you. This is one too many all NBA dudes that came up under you, and you were the man. You were Mr. Nike.
Jalen Brunson surpassed him as well.
Right.
Like people
There's
fail to
a lot
realize
of guards,
Jalen Brunson is top 15 in jersey sales. And like I tell y'all, I know people that's not from New York that love watching the Knicks because of Jalen Brunson. He's become a fan favorite and he's become beloved. So that's a great point. Yeah, I agree with everything y'all are saying.
Yeah. I thought the firing was a little interesting, and just everything that's happening in the NBA this year in terms of moves, right? It's letting you know that these GMs, these owners, it's nobody's safe. If shit gets dicey, and we don't like the way shit rocking,
it's like
we ain't got no problem to cut the cord.
You know what it really is too, and I'm gonna have to jump off after this because, like I said, I could be on this shit till tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap.
Listen, man, these guys are making business decisions, bruh. I'm ducking from paying you niggas 300-400 million. That's what this shit, bruh. That's what this shit is. Dallas said we not give you no 375. You know what Memphis is saying with Ja, bro? Eventually we gonna have to give you 400.
There you go.
Deuces,
there you
bro,
go.
I'm not giving you that.
That's it, Flea.
And Memphis don't got that.
It's not that they don't have it, it's we don't want to give it to you. You're not worth it. You're a liability.
Yeah.
How you a liability?
Yeah.
And LeBron done fucked the game up, man. He went on Pat McAfee. Yo,
big shout out.
I'm my brother's keeper.
Fabian,
LeBron is
big shout out because I haven't heard anybody say this. And I said this about this young man and I was wrong. Big shout out Jaylen Brown. He got that 300 million and he proved that he earned it. He went out, won a championship. In the tournament, he was the MVP. And in the finals, he was the finals MVP. And that's what these GMs is looking at. If I give you this money, are you going to go out and do that? So big shout out Jaylen Brown for getting that money, earning it, and now deserving it. Because a lot of us, I know me, gave him a lot of flag and said, you didn't deserve this, didn't deserve that. And who are we to say what someone deserves? But this is what it is. It's basketball talk. It's never personal. But big shout out to that young man, Flea, because nobody ever sat there and said, after that man got that 300, all the things we laughed and joked about, he worked on. They laughed about his left. he went and got MVP. So big shout out to him for that.
And you
Yo,
know what's
boy, you
crazy?
gonna shout out Josh Giddey?
And you know what's and you know what's crazy, OG? With all that said about Jaylen Brown, 300 mil championship in Boston, all that said, right? With this new ownership in Boston, we could talk. I'm gonna talk to you about this offline because we'll be on here for another hour. But with all that said, Boston just sold, right? They're going through new ownership. Apparently, Jaylen Brown is going to be the first casualty. Yeah. And I've been reading a lot about that. Yeah. Jaylen Brown is going to be the first casualty.
I agree.
Once that new ownership is set in place. I hate that that's going to be the case, but that is like you were saying, all about these business deals.
You see his last podcast sit down?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That he's going to be the first casualty from a business standpoint and from, just who he is. I don't want to use I hate to use the word political, but who he is as a dude and what he's making and what I've been reading. I'm gonna send y'all the stuff that he could very well be once this new ownership sets in, be the first nigga out the door.
Yeah,
so,
but I just still gotta say it again. You're totally correct, and we definitely had that discussion offline. But I just had to give him a big shout out because, like I said all that aside, when he first got that contract, a lot of people didn't like it. They said it was too much, and he lived up to it. And these GMs and these owners now, listen, man, they looking at this money. Like, think about if you got to give a guy $500 million, $500 million. Look what Patrick Mahomes is doing. Are y'all gonna do that? Are y'all gonna be LeBron? Are y'all gonna get us to finals after finals? And come on, bro. Half these dudes don't even want to play the game no more. Do y'all see Luka on defense? Like, I'm not giving that 375. No disrespect, but Ja, you might have played yourself out of that 350, 400 from Memphis. I don't know.
I don't know if you saw. I'll leave you with this. Mark Cuban said he only profited 2 out of the 23 years that he owned the Mavericks, and it was a couple. He lost hundreds of millions of dollars. So you telling me, an owner, if that we take it for face value, I'm losing hundreds of millions of dollars all the time because they're all billionaires, and you making $500 million, all profit, no investment, no risk. You just showing up whenever you want to. Yeah, man.
Hey, D Grant, give me LeBron's trainer for 6 months. I definitely got 3 minutes in me, bro. Pause. That's a fact. 6 months with LeBron's trainer and his nutritionist and his chef. I definitely got 3 minutes on the court. Now remember, I might get fouled. I might get an offensive foul. I might get a turnover, but I can get on that court for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Fabian, get us out of here, man. Please, man. Get us out of here.
What's the next game on Sunday? Yeah, because it's Saturday right now. Sunday. I just said who we playing. I forgot already.
Portland, I believe.
Portland. Oh, that's a major matchup with Kohler, y'all. What time is that? Oh, right there. Knicks schedules 6 p.m. game. So it's a 6 o'clock game. We'll catch y'all around 8:30, 9 o'clock Sunday night. Well, maybe even sooner. Weekends with AllBall.
See y'all Sunday night.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.